Newspaper front pages now and see what they're leading with. So first up, the business day. Business day, having a look. Shall it be funeral or revival for SAA? That question that's been asked year after year about SAA. So this is the new angle. How much will it cost to close down SAA? Is it 11 billion rand, 47 billion rand, or 60 billion rand? The DA has taken issue with the claim by Deputy Finance Minister Mondli Gungubele that it would cost 60 billion rand to close SAA. Gungubele made the comments in Parliament 6 months ago to justify further bailouts to the airline. He said the 60 billion would be 3 times the funding, which is 21.7 billion SAA has asked from Treasury for a turnaround. So that's what they're focusing in on, our national carrier, and how much it'll cost to keep it going or to just close it down. And then MTN to pursue listing in spite of Nigerian disputes. MTN says it will forge ahead with the listing of its Nigerian business despite an ongoing dispute with authorities in that market, which has shaved off nearly 40 billion rand of the group's market capitalization. They are committed and they really want to work towards that process. That's what CEO Rob Shuter has to say. So that's MTN. And then let's look at this corner story quickly. Interest rate rises lie ahead, says the bank. This one you and I both want to look at. The Reserve Bank expects interest rates to rise in the next 2 years to help contain accelerating inflation. This is what it has said in its latest monetary policy review. Its quarterly projection model shows the repo rate increasing from 6.5% to 7.7% by the end of 2020. So lots of reasons given for that: rising oil prices, the weaker rand, etc., etc. So yeah, expect a rise in interest rates. That's what the Reserve Bank's saying. Okay, let's have a look at the Citizen now. And this, not such a nice photograph, is it? SA cities in a crisis. Cash crunch councils are cash-strapped as poor and not rich suburbs carry the bulk of their shortfalls. And this one is very interesting. Mpumalanga, world's #1 hotspot of nitrogen dioxide emissions. That's according to Greenpeace. So that's a very, very big story. I think do look at that one. Mpumalanga has the world's largest nitrogen dioxide hotspot across 6 continents. The international environmental watchdog lobby group Greenpeace says nitrogen dioxide is a dangerous pollutant that contributes to the formation of PM 2.5, sorry, if I am saying it wrong, I'm not too sure what that is, and the ozone, 2 of the most dangerous forms of air pollution. And they're saying that Mpumalanga leads on that one. So this is a really, really not a nice story for people living in Mpumalanga and for the country in general, actually. And Joburg set for a 2 billion rand facelift. The Absa Towers will be redeveloped and the new Jewel City precinct transformed. So look out for that one. And then let's look at the Sowetan. Okay, this one on WHP. And it's all to do with home and family affairs. WHP's family rejecting Lerato, wife and her mom barred from Jabba's house after they tried to take his ID, his bank cards and cell phone. Family saying she is not his wife. The family of the late rapper WHP have told his so-called wife, Lerato Sengadi, to get lost. In a fiery statement released yesterday, the family spokesperson shot down suggestions that this was WHP's widow. I would like to put this matter to rest and categorically state that Miss Sengadi is not and was never married to Jabulani. She is not his wife. And that's what they go on to say. What I want to highlight 2 other stories, however. The first is a terrible story, and this is a story of a car guard that was punched and killed in Springs. I mean, it is the most devastating story. I was reading it a bit earlier. The family of an Ekurhuleni car guard killed, allegedly by a motorist. They've expressed shock and distress at his death. Vusi Ngitwa was allegedly assaulted by a motorist on Friday night outside a restaurant in Springs. An eyewitness who'd come to buy food at one of the restaurants said he saw a motorist punch him unprovoked in the face. He was rushed to hospital and he has died. And this is a really, really sad story. And you can only imagine what the family are going through, and all of this unprovoked. And then finally, I'm going to leave you with a happy story, because there are not too many happy stories these days, are there? A granny has won 57 million rand in the lottery. 57 million rand. That's on page 5. So she's 63 years old. She's a grandmother of 5 children who can neither read nor write and is now South Africa's latest millionaire. She has bagged almost 57 million in the lottery. I mean, I love the story. I really do. She said that she's so hard of seeing that, in fact, she didn't even know what numbers she chose. She was just like randomly selecting, and those numbers just happened to come up. She's collected her winnings. She's keeping her identity anonymous, but she's saying that she lives in an area where the roads are so bad. We live in mountains where there are no roads. As the rains come, cars cannot pass, so I want to fix the roads. That's what she has said. But for now, the woman has said she's keeping the news of her winnings just to her immediate family, and if the family fight, she said she's giving the money back to the state. That's what she's saying. And she says her family knows she'll do it, so they're not allowed to fight. Anyway, it's a great story, so congratulations to her. 57 million rand, not too bad, hey? Let's take a break. We'll see you with some weather after this. Stay tuned.